setting is that I don't get to make fun of Dead Wonk for feeding.
Oh, you're right. Oh, man.
It really stinks. We'll make fun of B Certified, who constantly backs.
He does back a lot.
He backs all the time.
So I'm at 5 seconds. Are you at 5 seconds?
Bro, I'm so ready to do this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, Europe. We've made it.
Oh my God, Europe, folks.
Over here in orange is going to be Carbon. Carbon?
Team Carbon.
Team Carbon. Nailed it.
He's got this.
Detroit on Howitzer. Yo, I'm Mikey from New Jersey on Grux. Nerf Mundo on Steel. Klinghoffer on Grimmix. And Rustress on Greystone.
For Oxygen Esports, we've got B Certified, the best Iggy world on Iggy and Scorch. Talkflit on the friggin' FaZe Bay. Leighton, oh boy, on Severog team. Marty Rivia
Severog
is on Decker.
The master memer.
The master memer.
Hashtag free Marty.
Marty Riviera, because he hates when I call him that, is rocking Decker. And I, Cameron, on Sparrow. This is gonna be a fun match. We've got EU versus EU. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this right now. I bet you one of the EU team wins.
I think Europe is going to come out ahead in this battle. I completely agree. Unless they move to a different continent. I don't know. Maybe they're Southeast Asian. It's
Hashtag pretext. The bands were Gadget and Kai Mera.
Gadget ban.
Gadget ban. I mean,
Really?
we have seen Team Oxygen Esports combo Gadget and Decker stupidly well together. I would be afraid of that combo. You have to ban that.
Yeah.
You have to ban that.
A lot of control. Taking a look at the composition over here on Oxygen. There's a couple. For all you chemists out there, you can make all sorts of puns, but I will refrain from doing so. Because it's Carbon versus Oxygen. Carbon-based.
Science. Boom.
Organic chemistry. I'm having flashbacks. Regardless. A lot of control. You have the roots from Severog. Obviously, his knockback as well. Crushing blow. Decker pretty much goes without saying. Faye with her Brambles. We've seen Faye time and time again, definitely becoming a big mainstay within the scene as far as caster support goes, and the Flame Belch from B Certified on the Iggy. So they have 4 heroes who all have great tools, and making sure Cameron is just zoned, protected, and kept nice and healthy and alive. This is important not only in the laning phase, but definitely in the later stage of the game, once it's more about, we see that rotating between the jungle, so on and so forth.
Detroit is going to get taken out here by Leighton and Talk mid lane. There's going to be a smash and grab from, yo, Mikey. He is going to miss it. And Talk and Leighton are going to back off. That was a good engagement, good rotation coming out of Leighton. He did hit his his roots to secure that kill there. So well done from those guys, keeping this lane pushed in. If I'm Faye, I'm a little bit nervous, though. I really don't have an escape. There's a big smash grab that Mikey, if he lands it, Faye's a dead Faye. That's a dead fairy, if I've ever seen one.
I don't think she's a fairy.
But she is.
Fairies are small. Have you never seen Peter Pan?
Have you never watched True Blood? Fae, they are fairies. It's a species of fairy, and they're beautiful. Back off my fairy lore, first of all.
Okay, my bad. You overpower
every day of the week,
dude,
right now.
You got me there, dude. I will whip out Terrence.
don't make me out fairy you live on a
listen, there's no Patron involved, so we won't talk about that. So, going back to a reference that only like 10 people are gonna get. Over here is in the blue lane, the solo lane. We have Greystone versus B Certified on the against course, Rustress on the Greystone, of course. Don't want to ignore your name, my man. And Iggy in lane is just, it's kind of bittersweet to face him because you're frustrated because you're always just, you're dealing with the turrets and you can't really ever get aggressive on them. But at the same time, your lane is constantly push. So it's like, all right, well, at least the lane's going to be constantly push and I can, make sure I get farm. Maybe not all the last hits, because getting last hits under the tower early on can be somewhat difficult to do, no matter how good your timing is on your auto attack. So it's kind of tit for tat as far as this lane goes. I think they're both going to farm fairly decently. I doubt either one of those guys are going to get a kill on each other. If it is going to happen, it's more than likely going to be Iggy getting the kill onto the Greystone pre-level 5, but he's already level 4. Should be hitting level 5 here relatively soon.
Can we talk about B Certified? He got his 1 card power and he's already backed. Can we talk about the thing, the thing he does? Ah, man, I'm just kidding. I love B certified. That's why I'm giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
He's gonna pick up. He did pick up his tainted magic right off the bat. He goes for that early game tainted magic. It actually gives him that damage. He's gonna be hitting level 5 here very soon, and it makes it hard to rotate on him.
Yeah.
If you decide, because B certified plays very aggressive on his Iggy. He pushes the lane underneath the enemy tower. He plays very aggressive. If the rotation comes, he's already level 5. He's gonna have his flame belch plus tainted magic, and he's not gonna be too frightened of, yo, I'm Mikey, who's rotating right now. So let's see if we actually get that aggression and what happens here. So there is Rustrous and Yo Mikey. Yo Mikey's actually gonna back off.
Yeah.
And not continue to pursue there. I think Rustrous wanted to be aggressive, but Mikey said nay, and he's now backing. He's going to go spend his card power. No, he's not. I'm not sure why he's backing. Maybe to redo his Harvester key.
Yes.
Because he does not have a Beastmaster's key.
That's exactly it. So let's talk about Iggy and why Iggy is such a strong hero right now. This meta, as it's known to be called, I think the common theme is it's sometimes people call it the armor meta. I hesitate to call it that, but
the perfectly balanced armor meta.
Yeah, is the armor meta. And Iggy, since he's been out, he was like the second hero that came out after early access. Very early hero. Has been around for quite some time now. Better part of like 4 or 5 months, something like that. It's been a while. The build has always been, even when crit was still insane and lifesteal was insane, and before the damage nerf, Iggy still built very tanky. His abilities obviously shred. They just do a huge amount of damage the way he scales with his turrets and his ultimate. He literally turns from like this lane pushing caster support into a lane pushing tank. Like he can absorb so much damage when he gets up the double temper plate, the double tune barrier on top of like an amulet with health in it. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. And that is the reason that build is allowed to work is because you don't really need to put much damage into him. He's going to be doing a lot of damage whether or not you build into energy damage. All about that tainted magic. Tainted magic works on him so very well, Notch. I know you're a big proponent on him. Proponent of that card on Iggy and Scorch.
Tainted Magic and Bane Flesh, we see the two of them. Once you get him in that front line, because he goes from being able to, he's no longer backline, he's full on engage. We are seeing a huge fight over here at the black buff right now. Nerf Mundo is very low. He's going to hit a shield slam, but he does miss everybody. There's a huge bombardment into containment fence. I don't think only Leighton is in that containment. Yo Mikey is very low. Leighton is going to fall.
What is happening right now? I don't know. We broke the laws of physics. Broke the laws of physics, apparently. Sephiroth goes down. A 2-for-1. I have no idea what just happened there. I'm not entirely sure. But it's a 1-for-2, and they continue to push. Rustrous? Does he have his... He does have his secondary life. Does he? I don't know. We're going to see here in just a moment. He does.
It's still on for them. He is going to fall.
Can they keep him off of the tower, though? Cert already used the Flame Belch Stasis Bomb. Very well. He doesn't have that. Doesn't have his jump. He's going to go down. So that is going to be Team Oxygen, showing that they have the stronger affinity for the neutrons. Get the black buff, get themselves some kills, and oh look, they're getting aggressive. They're denying jungle. It's like there's a theme that these teams all have.
What is that theme? Get a kill and then just be amazing.
Aggressive. Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Chimera was banned to kill the government.
That was a bad chemistry joke. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'll refrain from doing any more chemistry jokes. Because actually, it's Carbon that has a stronger affinity. We won't get into it. It's fine. This is for the after show. It's for the after show.
That GTFO was absolutely fantastic. It just spun around in a circle and then basically flew off the side of the map. I went back and watched the replay. It just flew away. It didn't hit anybody. It just left. It was like, hey, I'm out of here.
I think what happened is Klinghoffer's GTFO mid-air, the target it was on died when it was mid-air, so it just kind of like didn't know what to do and did a little roundabout.
Circled his corpse.
Yeah.
I would have killed you, but you died first. Boom. I want to talk about a little bit more about B certified. Not even B certified. It's the Iggy and Scorch, because the team fight broke out. I was talking about the card Bane Flesh. I don't know if B certified picks it up, but it's another damage card. When you get hit, you actually apply damage. So he starts building that tankiness, Shane, and then he runs into these team fights, and he's the engagement.
Dude, he's just in there.
Yeah, he has 3 turrets down. He pops a Flame Belch. He pops his main flesh. He's being targeted. His turrets and his Flame Belch is putting damage out onto everybody, and he's not taking any damage. The least amount of damage a hero can take, Iggy and Scorch takes it, and he becomes a secondary or a third front line. With Leighton, it'll be him and B certified. They'll be the front line with Sevarog and Iggy.
You could say it's very hard to break that bond between Iggy and Scorch.
Oh, God damn it.
What?
Nothing.
That was a very subtle chemistry fun. very, very supple.
Chemistry puns are on point, and if I was smarter, I would probably join in, but I'm not.
What?
So I feel left out.
You're fine, man. You're fine. Only reason I passed chemistry in high school is because of my wrestling coach. True story. So,
And
mid
they made
lane,
out.
not quite. Though, you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. That's all I'm gonna say. When you're on that hustle and flow. Let's take a look at the numbers. Unsurprisingly, a small marginal lead for the boys in blue. Team Oxygen. Over here, Sevarog building that Wind Carver blade with some 1-point upgrades. Pretty standard stuff right there. Again, Sevarog, he has access to that growth affinity. Also, Mad Spore Sash, which was implemented in a new iteration of it. We don't see it that often just because I don't think people really consider it to be as strong as the old iteration of it, which was just brokenly good. But still a potential. It does give him armor and give him a little bit of supplemental damage around him as well. If not, the Mad Spore Sash, certainly Spiked Bone Plates and those Thorn Green Weaves get a little bit of health in there as well. I'm actually not a big fan of building armor early on. I think getting health first and then building armor is much more synergistically. They work better together. And we'll see what he builds there. He already has the Brawler's Ward, so he has this extra mana. Sevarog in the late game can do it actually does a absurd amount of damage for a fighter. He gets really, really tanky, and all because of his siphon. I believe he's been doing a little bit of both. He's fine Joe and Mikey out here. Marty Rivia also gets caught out by Nerfmundo. I mean, he's essentially he was 1v1 in the Grux, but Faye's gonna turn the corner. Troy is there, trying to save Yo and Mikey. Good knockback. How's her ultimate? Not gonna be there. He almost was able to get away. Can't the counter kill. Yep. Okay. 1 for 1. So he uses that R2000 rocket. Picks him off right now. Now the battle of the rabbit versus the fairy. He's going to do better here. And FaZe, very low on energy. While there might be another R2000 rocket in the chamber here for Detroit. And he's got to be careful. Here comes Steel around the corner, trying to pick him off. All meanwhile, there was a Ranger duel somewhere else in Agora. And iCameron came out ahead of that one. Reinforcements have arrived. And Nerfmundo, this is no bueno. He's going to try to charge away once again. Has to use his ultimate defensively. And all the meanwhile, be certified. Pushing that tower in the blue lane. So, a lot of stuff was going on all at the same time. Ultimately, it's going to favor Team Oculus. iCameron got a solo kill onto Klinghoffer's Grim. They also picked up the kill, or they picked up the tower in the blue lane as well. It sounds like you're doing admin stuff. I hear you typing.
I'm doing a mix of admin stuff. Be certified. So we're gonna about 20 plus. He's got about another 5 minutes here of him just solo farming, and then we'll start to see him coming into these team fights. He's pushed his tier 1. He's pushed the tower out. He's gonna rotate over. He's gonna take the enemy jungle. I believe he's gonna try and pick up this blue buff as well from the enemy team. Nope, he's not. I'm just full of it. I'm full of it. He's gonna back. Did he get a card point? He got a card point. He's got to back off.
Okay. Yep. He's
got to back off.
Listen, man. He's not a proponent of holding on to those things, man. He's all about spending your points.
He gets them and he spends.
Keep your minerals low. That's exactly what he's doing, man. Keeping the minerals low. He has enough Vespian gas. He's going to spend the damn Vespian gas. All right, man. That's what's going to be happening here.
Oh, man. So he's going to back up. I thought he was going to take that blue buff. Unfortunately, he does not. He's going to pick up his tankiness now. So he's picked up his his Tempered Plate. He's put 1 cost minor guards in all of those. That gives him 132 physical armor plus 100 health. And he's got some health, another 100 health, and a little bit of mana coming out. He's got additional 300 mana coming from his Lord's Ward, plus his Tainted Magic. His next card is going to be a Toon Barrier, and that's when we'll see him start joining these team fights. The moment he picks up that next tanky item, he will be in all of these team fights dealing tons of damage. Tons and tons of damage. But he's able to pick up that tier 1 tower by himself.
With this being an EU versus EU matchup, it's a metric ton, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What was that noise?
It is.
What
it is
were
a
you just doing? That was a very like moist-esque noise.
He's taking a drink of water as you ask me a question.
How's the water?
It's really good. It's smart water. So
I hate that brand.
Why?
Like, who thought of the idea? Let's call our water smart.
Hold on, Nerfmundo's getting attacked over here. We'll talk about this in just a minute, Shane. Nerfmundo is going to drop his wallet. He is going to back up. Right now. He is going to back up. He is going to be all right. Let's take a look at the card power. We're starting to see a Talk as actually the most farmed on the map right now. 59 last hits, 21 card power. He's building an Elder Mage Amulet, He's going for that additional health plus the damage. He also has a Staff of Adamant, again, for damage and health.
Hold that thought.
I'm going to.
Status bomb. Looks like it went off.
Status bomb.
I think status bomb. You know me. He's going to die. That's death. That's a dead Grim.
I mean, Cameron just dealt a ton of damage. He picked up the offensive maneuvers, so he's getting his physical armor and energy armor from that. He's got a little bit of crit, plus he's got his health and all of his damage coming out of his Adamant Edge. That was a ton of damage onto Klinghoffer. We're going to see huge smash and grab. We're going to follow up with an ult. We're not going to see that. Nerf Mundo's just going to let him back up there. Would have loved to see that smash and grab into an ult.
Yeah, not going to happen, though. The stasis bomb actually interrupted it, I believe.
Stasis bomb.
Yep. Status
I need you to decide if it's status or stasis so we can be on the same page.
Jimmy Page? Great guitars.
Super good guitars. I'm huh?
Nothing.
We're starting to see these teams just reset.
Exclamation point Amber, ladies and gentlemen.
Oxygen is resetting. They're getting the map back in their. They're taking the map control over. We've got B Certified and Talk being a very aggressive mid lane here. Leighton is starting to rotate over. Black Buff is on cooldown for another 2-ish minutes. I don't know if anybody has it.
Not quite. Not yet.
But I'm expecting another big push. We're going to see the Black Buff, another major engagement, and I'm expecting a push. Oxygen Esports has been able to dictate every single one of these fights. When they want somebody dead, they're dictating that. They're making they're playing aggressively, and they're getting those kills, and it's giving themselves that card power advantage. Not a huge advantage yet. Carbon is still in this, but if they lose one more team fight and they take down a tower, this could swing, just open this up in favor of Oxygen.
Let's take a look at Sevarog's shoulder pad. 60 minutes in, only at minimum 20 stacks on his Siphon, which I would say is rather underwhelming. But at the same time, Lane's been very active. He's been roaming between lanes, trying to secure ganks, so on and so forth. So not the biggest deal, but you still want to see that progression here for the Sevarog, getting those shoulder pads. For those of you who are wondering what we're talking about, Sevarog, he's starting to get played more and more in the competitive scene as the meta changes and all these other new things get introduced into the game here, enabling him to be much more of a presence than he was before. Why, he has his Siphon, which is a skewer or a square for the PS4 players. And he builds that up anytime he gets a last hit on a hero or a minion. I don't know if it works in the Prime Guardian, actually. But you stack up cumulatively 20, 40, 60, 80. He actually gets an aesthetic upgrade. He gets what we call the shoulder pads. It's because we're American and we watch football. Our version of football. That's what we relate to. And it actually increases his damage significantly and his health every time it stacks up. So it's actually an integral part of his kit, and definitely wanted to see a little bit more emphasis on it. We've seen Sevarogs completely bypass it before, and it doesn't tend to work out that well.
What do you think? We're 17 minutes, 18 minutes into the game. Where should he be? What Siphon stack are you looking for?
400.
Oh,
no.
400.
No, I would imagine 40 to 60, to be honest. But I mean, it all depends on the state of the game. This game has been quite active between both these teams. A lot of roaming between lanes, pushing, defending, counter pushing, etc., etc. In games that are a little bit more static with a much more fleshed out laning phase and not as many skirmishes, I would imagine at this point you could be almost. I mean, if you're just really focused on it, you could be almost near 60. But that's if you're just completely focused on it. That's not going to happen. But I would say closer to 40, ideally, I think, would be good for him here. But still, he's got all the time in the world because they're continuing to hold control of this. It's just, it seems whatever team in the mid game is able to gain control of their opponent's red jungle just sets the tempo so very hard. I mean, they've got the tower in the blue lane. The one in the red lane, in the prime lane, still stands despite the fact that the black buff has gone to them every single time. It just spawned as well. And they're going to be picking it up again for a third time here. I want to see them be a little bit more aggressive here as far as when it comes to the objectives. I want to see him do something with this black buff. I feel like they might be a little bit too passive here. They don't want to give any sort of room to Carbon to make up and bridge the gap from the card experience discrepancy that they built this far.
Yeah, we just saw the blue buff, the black buff picked up and taken. I believe it's on iCameron right now. So, like you said, time to get an objective. They've had map control the entire time. I mean, as of up until this point, they've had the map control. Rustress has been pushing out this lane over here. B Certified is going to have to rotate over to make sure they don't give up that tier 1 tower for free. Yo Mikey is trying to farm. He was going to get aggressive. He's picked up his Harvester, the Primordial Harvester right now. But I want to see a push come out of Team Oxygen. They have the advantage as of this moment in time. They've got the card power advantage. I think they have the better team fight, especially because of that Decker containment fence. Specifically under tower.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that Decker containment fence actually gives them the better team fight, and I want to see them make a play right now. This is a moment for them to group up and just decide a lane and push that thing down.
It's their time is now. Up, I just heard a Sevarog grow. There it is. Boom. I know that sound. I know it sounded like indigestion.
He's a grower, not a shower.
He's a grower. That's right. I mean, he will be a shower eventually. It's just a matter. You gotta like wine and dine him. He's got to get up the stacks.
Yeah.
There's a process involved here, guys.
Right.
All right. This isn't Tinder. This isn't Tinder. Right. Sevarog's an old. Sevarog's an old. He's
old-fashioned.
He's old-fashioned. He's been around the block a while. He's out of this Tinder thing. You actually got to go the old-fashioned way and warm up.
He won't swipe right. He won't swipe right.
He will not swipe right. He doesn't even know how to swipe. I mean, those fingers. He actually has those metallic finger guards. This guy's so armored up. He has guards on his fingers. Can't even touch the phone. It doesn't register on the phone. Like it's.
Nope.
That's how bad it is. The Sevarog life, and that's why he's so madly in love with Muriel, because she's also robotic. That's some lore for you guys that we're making up on the spot. Muriel and Sevarog are bays. When they get together, it's always lit. And commonly, the YOLO swag is just... It's a huge amount of YOLO swag whenever those two are together. That's why Muriel was banned, because they knew Sevarog wouldn't be playing that well. Mind games. Mind games, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's take a look at the score. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard here. I mean, we're starting to see the farming advantage. 329 creep score for Oxygen Esports to 255 of Team Carbon. We're just seeing much better farming coming out of Oxygen Esports right now. Clear advantage. Talk is at 30 card power. He's starting to build that tankiness. Venom Shell, he will pick up. I just had a brain fart for the energy
Snake
damage.
something, but Detroit's in a lot of trouble. Already at half health, not able to utilize his ultimate. He knocks himself up. He's up there. He's going to come down. That's going to force Team Oxygen to go away. All the meanwhile, though, Yo and Mikey underneath the tower, trying to defend it the best that they can. GTFO is... Oh, the Decker containment fence. Beautiful timing by Marty Ribia to put up that Decker containment fence and block out the GTFO, and here comes the push. They got the tower. Now they want the kills. Down goes the Rabbit in the mech. They're going to be eating him alive. iCamera, next target is going to be Nerf Mundo. That's going to be a tier 1 tower. 4 kills over to Team Oxygen. And they are going to continue this push here. You talked about it. The moment Cert hit a certain timing, they made a push. They went hard. And they're eyeing down this tier 2. They're just waiting for these NASCAR creep.
Yeah, he picked up the NASCAR, the super fast-moving creep.
Big shout out to you, Wes. Big shout out to Wes, by the way. That dude hates NASCAR.
He picked up that tuned barrier, started to rotate in, cleaned up the backline there. This could possibly be an inhibitor for these guys. The damage that came in the Tainted Magic there was absolutely absurd and just annihilated. This is going to be an inhibitor. They've got a full minion wave. The black buff is not on Cameron anymore, but here comes the rotation. These guys have to get out. This could be one of those moments. So it does look like they're going to be able to escape. 5 minutes they're in their sprint, or 5 seconds they're in their sprint. They're going to be able to escape. You're going to have to see right now, Carbon is going to have to get very aggressive. They're going to have to take a team fight, whether they want to or not, and pick up the Orb Prime. It's the only way they're going to keep themselves back in this map. Minions that were stronger than before are now on the map. And as of right now, it's 2 of them. At the 40-minute mark, it will become 3 minions that were stronger than before, pushing this lane. They're going to have to keep somebody in this prime lane to defend it.
I feel like it has to be the Grux almost. He has the best wave clear on their team. And
they're going instantly for the... are they going for the prime orb? Are they setting up orbs?
They're zoning. They're setting up for it. They're warding. They're setting up wards. I don't know if they can do this, though. It would be quite a ballsy play if they were to do that. But at least they're setting up the zone control so they're aware if the prime guarding is going to be taken for Team Oxygen. But I don't know if they can do it themselves here, especially with left lane. So they're actually going to relegate the Grim Kling over to this lane. I don't mind that either. Grim doesn't have as good as wave clear, but at the same time, it's pretty much there's that silver lining to an inhibitor going down. You pretty much always have a lane pushed in and guaranteed farm to whomever you relegate it to, and that is Grim. Obviously, the Ranger Grim's only at 24 card points, and it's not ideal whatsoever when you're staring down the barrel of a iCamera Sparrow at 36. So he can keep him off the core. But more importantly, it's securing him large amounts of farm that he has to work a little extra hard for. But again, you want that Grim in team fights. He can't be everywhere at once. There's this balance they have to find between keeping this lane pushed out and making sure there's still a presence on the map and they just don't lose this war of attrition that we've seen time and time again. Just today, we've seen it time and time again, where teams just take an inhibitor, fall back, have all the map control in the world, and almost win by default.
Yeah, that's really what that does is completely open up a lane.
Up! The official Paragon bot, ladies and gentlemen. The official Paragon bot, not the butt. The official Paragon bot. Dropping the things, Notch.
Dropping the things. 376 reputation is what I got yesterday.
Sick.
Tell me what you win. If somebody gets the Grux skin, let us know. These guys,
Send
whether
pics.
they want to or not, they have to take a team fight.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to be down. I mean, you're going to be 4 versus 5 every single time now because Grim's not going to be able to leave that lane. He has to keep this back. This 100% opens up the map in favor of Oxygen Esports. They can do whatever they want. If they decide to take in a team engagement, they're going to be ahead. If they decide they want to push towers, they're going to be able to do that. If they want the Orb Prime,
oh, beautiful smash and grab by Mikey.
Huge
Follow up
smash and
there
grab.
underneath the tower as well. Surt's in there. There's the flame belt. He's so tanky, he doesn't care. Classic's getting focused though. He might be by himself. He's isolated completely. A miscommunication from Oxygen is going to cost them greatly here. And that was
they're
just
so
the root. Oh, Howitzer. It didn't hit Howitzer. I thought for sure it was going to hit him. I think the Howitzer knockback actually prevented him from getting snared right there from Leighton on the Sephiroth. But they took a team fight. They only got one. They defended a tier 1. All the meanwhile, though, Howitzer, he's going to have to back and deal with the core push. And I think the moment they recognize Howitzer's back, to re-engage is exactly what they're doing. Smasher grab again. Yo, and Mikey coming in there like a true Joyzy boy. And gets a huge smasher grab. The follow-up GTFO's not going to hit because the containment fence is there. Marty Rearbeard landed it. We've seen that before. Rushers goes down. He only has 1 more life. He's got to be careful. 2 for 2 thus far. The tower's down. They don't have that defender's advantage. And already, Martirivia is putting himself in a position to get a stasis bomb off here. Is it going to land? Howitzer's trying to body block. He is going to be able to get away. All the meanwhile, the overextension is going to be abused here by Klinghoffer on the Grim here, looking to get iCamera, but iCamera does have that red buff, so he should be able to kite himself away. 2 for 2 with a tier 1 tower going down. So I would say that still favors Oxygen. They still have that inhibitor down. They still got a tower for even kills. They're going to be
damage on the core.
Yeah, damage on the core, and their Ranger didn't die. iCameron stayed alive, got himself some kills, and continues to build on that lead.
Yeah, iCare's at 39 card power. Now, Klinghoffer was trying to go in and deal some damage, but realized, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to 1v1 this guy right now because of the amount of damage Cameron's putting out. And he just had to let iCameron back off. We're going to start to see iCameron is actually just now start building into tankiness. He just picked up a spike bone plate. He put a 4-cost guard, a 2-cost guard, and a 1-cost guard, making that
so many guards. 10. The best guards.
All the guards, making that a 10-cost card. But he still has the damage from it. 19 physical damage from it, but so much tankiness coming out of that. And again, we saw, this is what happens when you pull someone off of this lane. You now have the core taking damage, just free damage, because they had to go and defend a tier 1 tower. Because if they didn't rotate, if Grim didn't rotate over, that could have possibly been a tier 2 tower as well. During that engagement, though, I don't know if you saw it, Detroit, when he used his bombardment, he got a ton of value in it. They were fighting basically under that tower plus that. That bombardment and the bombardment and the pull from you and Mikey actually helped them pick up those 2 kills because they comboed so well off of each other. If they wouldn't have comboed them, I feel like Oxygen Esports would have taken a bigger lead out of that there.
And Orb Prime does get picked up. Gonna give it up to the Severog. The Severog. Who now has a casual 3,000 HP. Not a problem. And they're going to be like, nope, Shane, we're just trolling you. Marty Rivia, the meme master himself. Hashtag free Marty. Decker actually has more health than Severog. That's interesting, Decker. Way to go, Marty. Hashtag armor meta. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag millennial life. Hashtag on fleek.
Stop it.
This is going to be the final say. You know I'm doing that just to get to under your skin, dude. That's all. Hashtag no filter.
Please.
The push here is going to be for the Orb Prime. Are they set up for it? Yo, Mikey? Okay, Marty's just going to get pushed up against the wall. Howitzer needs a knockback find. They need to knock him back. Is he going to be there? They're getting there. The knockback. They're zoning him out. This is what they need to do. They're just tossing him around into the ultimate as well. Marty's in a bad spot. The smasher grab. Oh, he misses it. Again, they get Marty down. This could be great for Carbon. They're trying to get this turned around, but they got to be careful. Be Certified is in there. He's trying to take out Klinghoffer. He's going to get knocked away. The fire is too much for the Grimmix. He has the Master Skin. It doesn't matter. Guy Cameron comes in here, and Sparrow laying down the law is just taking them out one by one, making 1 by 2. Grim goes down. This is not looking good. I thought it was going to be Carbon's time. It could have been their moment to turn this game around, but it's not going to be the case. Or Prime is just too strong. The lead is too strong. The plays are too strong. Marty Rivia does go down, so he's going to be timed out for 600 seconds. But
did you see how long he lived?
It's so long. He had damn near 4,000 HP.
Marty, stop it with the madness. He lived forever. He just now fell. That's Orb Prime turned in, and I think that's going to be game. They're rushing up this lane here. They don't. They're saying, "All right, minions, we know you're coming with us." But Orb Prime 7 auto attacks, basic attacks, ladies and gentlemen. This tower will fall.
That's like the lucky number, right?
1, 2.
It's gonna be more than 7. It's gonna be more than 7.
Well, shut up.
I'm just saying.
I know. GG, well done. Oxygen Esports taking a game, taking this game off of Team Carbon. Man, the games we're seeing right now, the team play out of these